Right, hello, hello. Let's see if it works. Looks like the stream just crashed for some unexpected reason. Hello, hello, test, test, test. Test, test. Okay, this works. Oh, that was strange. It's like stream just crashed. Okay. Let me just repost it to Discord in case any of you guys are there. Da-da-da. Well, that should not have happened. Okay, let's see. I can go live. I should be able to find myself here. And let me share it again. Looks like the connection was completely lost and that kind of ended up completely losing everything, which is actually really weird. Hello, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you can hear me fine. It should certainly work now. Okay, I guess I had to restart it. So the bird game, when is released and how? Hello there. That's a lot of questions there. So the Lost Harmony is in development. It will be in the development for a while longer. I kind of underestimated how long it would take to make it great, and I would like to make that game pretty good. Pretty good, hopefully, eventually, maybe even great. So I expect it to take a while. Nevertheless, the demo is available, so if you just check out the link in the description, you are gonna be able to play the demo for free on Steam. Yep, Stormland, I have no clue what happened. Just my OBS stopped stopped broadcasting all of a sudden, and the game and the YouTube crashed the stream. No clue how that happened, but there we are again. All right. So everything should be working fine now. Okay, cool. So I wanted to do here a persistent text. Okay, let's do it. Let's go crazy here. I was wondering if I should do specific a print onto the log, but I wanted to make sure that it's printing in both. So let's just make sure. Am I setting it as a warning? Yeah, it is. Okay. Because I think it's much nicer to have it as a warning right away, because then you can just switch this to warning. And when you are printing, it just shows you exactly this. It shows you exactly what you want to see. Yeah, this is much better way to do it. Yeah, you gotta go. Go ahead. It's worse than I hoped, but better than it could be, I suppose. I did not promote it on YouTube or anything because there is still a lot of work to be done on it, but it's available. So if you are interested, then it's available. Okay. So I think that's maybe about what we need for presets right now. So what I wanted is to get here a variables, but I need to figure out how to make a global variable, which I don't remember. So let's see. Uh, Wait, this is still reacts as a regular U property, right? No, I'm doing it inside a structure. That's why it works. Oh, wait, no. Shut up. I did not ask. Get out. I don't want to talk with you. So, was that just calling the variable static? Is that how you? Is that how I call it a global variable? Could make it as a structure, which would probably do the job. But wait, can I just define it? What if I just go down here and after the function, I'm gonna define here a U property. I don't think it will. No, wait. Of course, it's like this. I'm gonna have to switch this to a boolean, and that boolean is gonna be Let's call it just category 1. Yep. But I'm pretty sure it's not gonna let me define a variable here. Yep, because, oh, it's private. No, stop going crazy here. Let's see. It's talking way too much. So I want this to be a category. How do I call these categories? 1. And by default should be true. I'm not super happy how much is it helping me, the codium, because it's suggesting more than I'm used to, which I don't particularly like. I installed it today, so I'm gonna have to tweak it a bit more. Chelsea, well, hello, how are you doing? I'm doing quite well, just enjoying my evening. How are you doing? Okay. So let's say that we're gonna add it here as additional condition. So this should be, oh god damn it, now I'm gonna have to figure out how to do it with a English keyboard. That's always a pain. No, come on, this one. And no GNG. Jesus, stop suggesting. Your suggestions are horrible. B category 1 should be equal to true. Access non-static members. That's what I thought this will be. So do I need to set it up as a static? So in that case, I need to do something like this. Should it be inline static? I'm not sure if it should be. It may not be. Is it gonna let me compile now? Let's see. Because I'm gonna include this header inside inside the widget utility that will be created later. So I'm gonna be able to tune these variables. It's probably gonna be better to actually keep it as a integer. Now that I think about it. No, we will see. We will see. Doing great. That's good. That's good. Good. But my day is doing pretty well. It was a bit busy, but better busy than bored, I suppose. So overall, doing pretty nicely. Okay, let's see if we are gonna get thrown some error. Look at that. I had a suspicion this is gonna happen. Okay, so it should be inline static or static inline. Inline. I'm pretty sure I'm switching around the inline and static. Are we still good here? Good. So I think this should define it as a global variable if I remember correctly. Okay, we got to recompilation. That's a good sign. Well, Lord Husix, hello there, sir. How are you doing? All right. Okay, so by default we should be printing fine. Yep. And if I go back here and set this to false, but I'm gonna need, wait, how am I gonna specify which type is it? No, I will figure it out later. Let's first see if this works. What's this plugin? This is basically a better debug. So I wanna make myself a better debugging. So this thing lets you right away. It has append in it, so you can specify what kind of debug information it has. You can just paste the debug. You have a bunch of presets for what settings you want from it, and if you wanna make your own, you got here a bunch of things that you can specify. With inside including the categories, so there's gonna be like a global widget that lets you, like this global widget that lets you enable which categories of print strings should be displayed, etc, etc. For example, if you want much bigger debug, I just press a different shortcut. I don't think it compiled it properly though. Do I need to... No code changes detected. Well, that is disturbing, but I think it's possibly just ignoring the... I don't think it's recompiling the header. B category 1 should be equal to false here, but it may really need just recompiling. I see you are fine. I missed the message. Well, good to know that you are doing well. Okay. So now it should not print anything. And we just will need to be able to tweak this variable with... Now it's not printing anything, exactly. So we will want to tweak this variable inside the this global variable inside the header of utils with the widget here, ideally in runtime, which shouldn't be much of an issue actually. Is this for dev console screen print string only, or are there any more juices? Probably just those two. I have a bunch of ideas actually that could potentially work with it. So let me actually just pull it up here. I finally switched to Obsidian for some notes here, so we can take advantage of that. So it's got a bunch of things like printing floats and integers with a let's say clamped numbers, and a little bit better, easier way to display them. It's gonna print you the whole content of array if you want to. Potentially I'm looking into printing strings. It automatically prints into screens and logins. You can put categories of different print strings. Can easier set up colors and all that. You have presets for everything. I'm gonna rework drawing debug as well. So you can basically just call one node and it's gonna constantly keep drawing around the object you want it to draw around. I'm thinking about just having some a highlight actor. It could be nice to be able to specify 3D text to display. I'm not sure if this is gonna happen, but it could be cool. And I am considering to have as well some sort of like imagine actor component that you can add on to anything. You specify there whatever properties and variables you want to have, and then whenever you click on it, this widget will show you all the data that exist inside that actor. Or maybe just specify which variables you want to display here, and it's gonna always display them from the selected actor. Something along those lines. But mainly it's to speed up and simplify prints on the log, in the log, and on the screen. I do think it can sound pretty awesome. Yeah, exactly. Because I know that when I'm working with something, it's like I always use almost the same thing, right? You either use a breakpoint, you write a print string, and if you wanna do slightly more complicated print string, then okay, I wanna specify it. I wanna set up a key, so I have to click here. Then I know that I will have to append it. I'm gonna have to make sure everything is consistent, all that. But with this, I can basically just do right click, better print string. I already have here everything set up. I can set up a key, or I don't have to set up a key, and I can do a preset. Let's say I want a huge text. Then I have a huge text, and I just specify a color. So it should just once you know the plugin, it should speed up the workflow quite a bit. At least that's the intention behind it. For basic console text, I have made myself a function. Yeah, exactly. I have used the function library as well, but I'm thinking it's maybe just easier for me to make it as a plugin and just being able to pull it from project to project. And since I'm gonna be making it for myself, there is no reason not to make it as a plugin right away available on the marketplace. All right. Okay, so we don't want this. Get out of here. And now I lost my thought. So we're looking at disabling and enabling these variables, right? So how do we figure out which enumeration is aligned with which? Huh? So it's gonna be probably as straightforward as I think it's gonna be better if this is gonna be handled inside a widget. So here it's gonna be just integer. That's gonna be like an index of the category, and then just enable it and disable it. Might make me replace my library. I hope so. I sure hope so. Question: when you create a static mesh by converting from a bunch of static mesh actors to one static mesh, it will have the materials all separated to specific parts of the static mesh. Yes. When you are merging it, yes. After that, not really, unless you want to do either geometry scripting, which you probably don't want to do, or you want to import it into Blender or some other 3D software and then handle it there. If you are combining it, I'll click here somewhere on merge, you have there an option to select a merging materials. This will work only for materials that have, like let's say, have 5 same materials using for the same objects. So you just want to make sure to select here that you are merging the materials. If I select something here, get here actors, merge actors, you're gonna go into actor setting, and somewhere here we should have here a merging materials as well. By default it's disabled, I'm pretty sure. I can't quite find the setting right now, but it should be somewhere here. Match physics data, match mesh check material settings. There you go. You wanna play with the settings here and it should let you merge the materials as well. Oh, there we have match materials, and I think I would need to enable for it something before it works, and I forgot what it is. Is it baking the vertex data? No. Oh, we definitely do not want a night for something like this. It's not available now, and I don't remember why, but it's like with these settings, it's gonna be what you probably wanna do. Okay. The stream collapsing again? No, now it's running perfectly, which is suspicious. So let's see. I'm disabling specific categories. Yeah, I think it's rather than messing around here with enumerations, let's just have here a integer for it. It's gonna be basically a index for yes, this is gonna be a integer, which is gonna be let's call it debug index. And then instead of inline boolean, I could maybe make here a array or vector of booleans and then set them appropriately. Probably gonna do the job. Yeah, I think it's gonna work well. Should do the job. I see. I see. Yeah, I hate Visual Studio. It's absolutely horrible to use. This is Rider. I'm super happy with Rider actually. As depends on what you are doing. I have used Visual Studio for lighter projects, not with Unreal, but regular C++ project, and even that was kind of difficult. I would rather, if so, I would use Visual Studio Code. That one's pretty nice, but I find Visual Studio very clunky and very difficult to use. Rider, if I am working with Unreal specifically, then I would go with Rider, which is this. It's paid, but it's fairly cheap. It's like, I don't know, I think it's like $60 per year or something like that. It's like some fairly decent price. And I can definitely tell that it's a lot more responsive. It has easier time finding the libraries. To some degree, it may be subjective, of course, but whenever I try to work with Visual Studio, I find it a lot slower and a lot worse. They have 30 days trial, so if it's something that you are interested in trying, I would definitely recommend it. I think the JetBrains, the studio the company behind Rider, also made basically the plugin that Visual Studio is using for searching through UE library. I may be bullshitting right now, but I'm pretty sure they made some tool that's being used there. So I would definitely, for a super small project, that means like just basically everything I write by myself, the whole code base is mine, I would probably go with Visual Studio Code. For a huge project where I'm working with a huge code base, like Unreal Engine, for example, Rider all the way. And that is very rarely would I go with Visual Studio. I'm questioning it since like Android Studio and IntelliJS. I think IntelliJS is exactly what was JetBrains made. Let's see if I'm not telling you some nonsense. Da, da, da. Wait, am I messing it up? I'm pretty sure. IntelliJ. Yep, that's exactly the company behind the ID I'm using. So if you are using to IntelliJ, how do I pronounce it even? Intel G idea, I guess. I know it's Intel JS, but apparently I'm completely wrong. It's Intel GS, Intel G idea. That's the same studio that made the rider here. So you may want to try it. Android Studio, I worked with it a little bit, but I haven't worked with it enough to really have an opinion, honestly. So there we go. My recommendation would be definitely go with this. For VS, I was working in Eclipse and NetBeans, and I can tell you, compared to VS, those are I would believe that. Yeah. I fully believe they can be pretty bad. I don't think Visual Studio is horrible. It's just that Rider I find so much likely. I would probably hate it. Yeah, it's just so. I feel like it just doesn't work the way it should half the time. I wanted to try here one thing though. How is it gonna react? We are in wait, we are in 5.3? 5.3, yeah. Because now we have changed C++ standards, which this should not influence, but I am curious, how is it gonna behave if I change this to auto? Because I'm wondering if it would be possible. Restrictions is available only since I am in C++ 20 plus, or at least I am apparently not, which is strange. I should be. Why does it think I'm not? Let's see as it compile. Would have to change this because I was curious if it would be possible, and I think it should be possible. I just don't know how Unreal is handling that, and apparently it's not just with auto to pass it here as a undefined variable and let it print it whatever it is. I think it's probably a stupid idea anyway, but I was curious if it's gonna let me specify it. I'm going to find causes. Yeah, I figured. So it needs to have a specify. Yep, I had my suspicion this is gonna be the case. So let's just put it back. Okay, we're just gonna steal it as well. Seems like it's combined. If the materials are the same. Yep, that is true. Static machines already. No, I don't think so. I mean, you can remove it, but it's gonna remove it from the place where it's being, where is it using, where the material is being applied. So you're actually gonna just lose it. You will have to put it in Blender or some other tool outside of Unreal and do it there. Okay, so this is not what I wanted, and I actually think it's a stupid idea anyway, because if it's a print put there, if it's a string there, I wanna be handling it differently than if it's a float or integer. And if it's text or something, it's gonna be transitioned automatically. So I don't really. This is actually a stupid idea. Let's get rid of it. Bye bye. Okay. So this should do the chip. I'm just gonna put here. Rework with array. No, wait. Let's be professional here, guys. There we go. Okay. Do you see that professionalism here? Gonna do here to do and rework to array with debug index for if statement. That should do the job, and that should be pretty much it. Do I need to rework anything else here? Non-display. No, that should be good. So now I wanna do You mentioned text. I understand what's the difference in UE, but what's the difference on low level? How is the text different from string? As far as I understand it, and I'm not gonna necessarily claim that I do understand it very well, it's I think it's always gonna be using string. It's probably just gonna find a way how to. I don't think there is a way as how to define variable. I think it's just a UE specified variable. And then on the low end, it's almost on low level. I'm pretty sure it's somehow using string for it, because I would be surprised if text was available in pure C++. Let's see. Text in C++. Text majority documentation. I mean, it's handling it with what kind of characters you have available, but this is using the character, right? Look at that. We end up in Stack Overflow. Look how low have we fallen. It was a string as Unicode. There we go. But I think that's part of some library. I don't think that's part of, wait, MSTN. Internet, yeah, that's just a Windows, you know, what is this? Included Windows header. So, yeah, I don't think C++ natively handles, oh, UE low level, okay. Oh, then I don't know. Then I don't think I know. Let's see if we can investigate. If we are gonna find here a text, navigate to low level C# code. There is no such a thing as low level C# code. Okay, it's maybe it looks like it just converts it into characters. Constant come pointer. Let's see. Const xpr text. I do think that is the case indeed. So if I understand this correctly, it basically just is used just as a macro for sets of characters, I think. If anyone knows better, feel free to call me out. Star is every Tuesday, I suppose. Stack Overflow Tuesday. So from Unreal point of view, looks like text is just a macro that's pointing at a bunch of characters. Char rather than characters, just to not to confuse it too much. Okay, I wanted to do a to print a float. Yeah. So we can basically just move this. And do we have here, is there even something like a print float or print integer? Default we have print text, I think. Thanks, that was more invested answer than I expected. I was curious about it myself. It just got me thinking. No worries, no worries. I got interested in it myself, so I had to. There was no other option. So, if I do just print, it's just print string and print text, right? I think it makes sense to put here something like print float, because what I can of course do is just do a print string and then connect float to it, right? That's one way to do it, but we can probably simplify this process. So, also trying to investigate a cool material for a character. I downloaded from Mixamo, and after duplicating the material, I tried to play with it, but for some reason, seems like it broke the character. That's almost impossible. The material should have nothing to do with the character mesh. So depends what you mean by broke the character. It may change how the only thing the material can do is to change how the character looks, like what textures and material is applied on it. It can really change how it works. So let's try here a print float. And here we are gonna input we're actually gonna start with print string, and then we are gonna put here a float. Key is gonna stay none, and f print settings. Are we gonna keep here the same print settings? We actually may not be able to do that. I think we are gonna rather have to specify here another parameter, which is gonna be like maximum amount of numbers it's displaying, something like that. So let's see. I can probably just steal most of what I have here. Kotlin? No. I never tried Kotlin. If setting should say, this is actually surprisingly helpful. It's not what I'm gonna use, but it's surprisingly helpful. Huh. Good job, Codium. Okay. So let's steal it from here. I'm just thinking if I should do different print settings for it. I have very cute dodge. Thank you. I have that two of them actually. They're just hiding. Wait, the wrong side. Hey, you wanna say hello? No, they are resting. I'm not. I would have grabbed them and show them, but they are just resting, doing a backdrop here. So maybe you can sleep. Don't worry about it. Again, just let them rest. That's what I'm trying to think. What could have changed? Well, I mean, what changed? Like, what when you say it broke, what does that mean? How is the Lost Harmony going? It's going. It is. It's going. It's slowly being developed. It's gonna take its time. But the demo is available on Steam. So if everyone who hasn't played it yet, feel free to try it on Steam. It still needs a bunch of work. It's certainly not finished and not even that presentable, but it's there. So if everyone wants to try it, it's already available on the Steam page. Yeah, the black one likes to pretend that she's a blanket. So I think she very much likes to be uh, presented, I suppose, taken as a blanket. That's her favorite mode of existing. Okay, you know what, let's just, oh god damn it, why do you do this? I hate when it's trying to make spaces. I am one line guy. I don't like any kind of a spacing like this. I find it more confusing than anything. Okay, so this is gonna throw us a bunch of errors, but we can probably speed it up by doing this. Yeah, so we need to, now we are not adding string, we are adding a float. Have I worked on a bird since release demo? A little bit. Yep. You're installing now. Wow, that's scary. I have been very busy at work and doing other stuff, so I haven't done too much work on it, but some small tuning. A lot of the bugs that you and someone else who posted it. I think it was you. Hopefully, I'm not messing it up. My apologies if I do, but I don't think I do. Yeah, damn, Heroso, you're scaring me here. Fixed some bugs and did not add much content though yet. So that's about it. So we got our display string here. I think we need this nonsense, right? Except we're not gonna be adding string, we're gonna be adding float. Is it this? Oh gosh, he does not lie. I am not gonna read that. Glad to be of use. Well, you certainly were. Thank you kindly. Wait, do I have to separate it maybe? Like this? No. How do I combine? Wait, do we just convert it to string? I'm pretty sure I can. Wait, maybe I can't actually. No, this will not work. So let me actually go back. So we want to start here. Oh, damn, that is actually very useful. So guys, what I'm using here, see on the other side. Damn. 100% gonna see ya. All right, have a good one. Thank you for stopping by. Bye bye. See you on the other side. So I just got, by the way, tried it. I'm trying. This is the first time I'm using it. It's called Codium, which is basically a code compiler / chat directly inside inside the IDE. It works with almost any IDE I have seen, and it's free. And it should be not using your data for anything it shouldn't be using. So if it sounds interesting to you guys, I am just testing it, and it apparently just saved my ass. Huh. Do I actually want to sanitize float though? Quants a float string with a trailing zero stripped, for example. Okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But I will want to adjust the parameters. So that's the float and minimum number of fractional digits the number should have. We'll put it with t0. Okay, cool. Well, that's actually exactly what I want. So what I'm gonna do here is to add another parameter, which is gonna be const float, and let's call it fractional. Fractional numbers is the correct term, but how is it the best term here? Fractional numbers. Yeah, I don't think that's actually a good term, but let's I can rewrite it later. Let's just see if it works first. You know, guys, the good old rule: first make it work, then make it good. All right, and we are gonna put here a fractional numbers. Haven't tried anything other than ChatGPT for code. I use ChatGPT quite a bit. I think ChatGPT is really useful if you need, not if you need help explaining the code, but to like brainstorm the ideas to remind you and let you know about functions that you don't know. For wide known things, it's fine. For details, yeah, it's definitely a waste of time. This one seems really cool because it's directly implemented in the IDE and it has access to the code base. So I can like, hey, tell him, please explain me this. I can just click here, it's gonna explain it to me. And if I wanna, like, let's ask him something relevant to the code directly. And it also knows the whole Unreal's code base, so it's pretty useful. So if I wanna ask him, I don't know, what does line 28 do? And I am gonna put here a control spacebar, not control spacebar, control enter. It should be fairly easily able to tell me exactly. Wait, is this 28? If it is local variable, then I think it read. Oh, damn, I wanted to demonstrate it and it's telling me the wrong answer. God damn it, man. Alright, never mind. I take it all back. I take it all back. Oh wait, I can use to mention code blocks. Okay, I wanna mention functions and I wanna mention better print strings. Again, using it for the first time today, and it certainly seems pretty useful. I just need to get used to it a little bit. But okay, let's say what it do, bro. Look at me talking like I'm 12. Maybe I am. The better print string function is used to print debug information. It takes some inputs. It tells me blah, blah, blah. Yep, that's exactly what it does. So yeah, exactly. You had one job. Either way, it's called Codium. It seems pretty useful so far. So guys, if you feel like this is gonna be useful to you, it's definitely worth a try. Trying it right now, and so far it works pretty well. Yes, there is. Wait, let me pull it up. Pull it up, Jamie. So blah blah blah. They got a bunch of funding, which is nice. They have access to VS Code, 40 different videos. There we got your Visual Studio. It should be by default. Apparently, it has access to Chrome if you want to code in Chrome. Well, Snicker, look at that. What a nice time that we have had until now. Either way, it's free until you want to do a enterprise plan, which is actually pretty cheap as well, I think. Yours pretty cheap. But I don't see it here. Yeah, it was like 15 bucks a monthly, which is not too bad. If you are coding gold every day, right? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Because if it works the way it seems to work, then it's pretty nice. It knows multiple languages, access to all the IDs, and the basic version is free. They have and they have some approval for not approval. They went through some check to be considered safe. Wait, I think they were talking about it somewhere down here. I'm not particularly worried about it. I literally stream on code, like anyone can steal it. I literally code on stream, so I don't care too much. But it apparently does have some fairly in-depth some in-depth privacy tools that are compliant with whatever it is being compliant with. I'm gonna be first to say that I don't actually understand this well enough to know how good that is, and I don't really care that much. I'm not working with sensitive code bases. But if you're also working just on your project or something that you are not afraid of being stolen, this is actually really great. So yep, it's for free so far. We will see how that's gonna change later. But even though it's fairly cheap, so there we go. Let me drop it. I feel like you're going above and beyond. Thank you, but I burned. Yeah. Well, I am just sharing what I am just sharing what I am working with. That's about it, guys. Buy Lost Harmony even if you like only if you like the demo. It's usually not it's not that much of a good idea to buy it if you don't think you will enjoy it. But I always appreciate it. I don't think it's not really. It might sound like, oh, I'm doing it all for you, but it's really just there's a lot of cool stuff that I like to talk about, so I talk about them, and that's about it. Yeah. I'm doing it as much for myself as it looks like I'm doing them for that for you. So there we go. This fractional numbers needs a default value. To add #add exactly. They don't know. Rest of the people don't know they're paying me. Secret. It's been secret promo this whole time. I'm getting paid for it. What happened to daily live streams? I don't think I was doing daily live streams even before, but I got very busy. Have a lot of work and a lot of work that needed to be done, and I couldn't really stream. Now I'm getting and also one thing that I was actually that daily live stream preventing me from was having like a long deep sessions of focusing on programming on one project. If I was streaming almost every evening, like very often, then I couldn't really get really deep into a problem and really deeply focus on what I'm doing, and that was somewhat upsetting to me because I do like that. I really do enjoy spending a lot of time and focusing really on the project. And just, when you like spend 3-4 hours just really not doing anything than code, and then you are very tired and it's super fun. I kind of miss that, so now I kind of split it more. I'm gonna be streaming if I'm able to, which I should be, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. A bit longer stream. Let's see whenever it works, and then and then the rest of the days I'm doing whatever and just doing some lot of focus work. So you're not as productive as if you're like, no, it's not. I don't think it's even possible. Like, I'm literally talking with you guys right now when I could be programming. It's a coding stream. That's true. But exactly as we are talking right now, when I'm live, I kind of expect to be sidetracked and chat about a bunch of unrelated stuff, and that's fine. Like I do enjoy that, but it's completely in contrast with actually trying to focus on something for a long time. And you know how it is with actually focusing on something. If you actually can focus and not just like working for something like 30 minutes, like it takes you 30 minutes just to get properly into zone, and then you can go for a few hours or for some time. But I don't think it's really possible, at least not for me, to do to be productive and do focused work when streaming. It's just too many distractions, and that's fine. I do when I stream, I expect the distractions, but when I actually want to focus, then that's what I do. Now look at me, stupidly moving it from point to point. Okay, let's try our print float. All right. This should have been a integer, but then I have to convert integer to a... Why would it even be float? Wait. That wouldn't make sense. It has to be integer. Did you just let me input that float even though it wants integer? No, it is integer. I just put that float. Alright. I don't know why it needs integer 32, but if it's asking so nicely, I'm gonna give it to them. And also it's different kinds of work. Sometimes if I'm doing like work like this, which I don't actually need to focus on too much, and that, as you can see, like I'm not setting up here this widget and setting up an array with that and all that, because I'm not super sure how I'm gonna do it. I'm just like repeating it functions, making more varieties of it. That's something I can do without needing my whole brain for that. I need 5 minutes to get into focus work. Yeah, but it still can get like even deeper, right? I don't think it's a boolean. It's not quite a switch. At least not for me. Fully possible that it's different for different people. But for me, it's like flowing onto different levels of focused work. And you don't always get too deep. It's just, it depends. Like, for example, if you have a lot of distractions, like a lot of social media and everything during the day, it's almost impossible for me to flow down. No, the interruptions do impact that focus since I start to expect them. Yeah, same. When I'm really trying to have a focus session, I just completely try to remove everything. So like social media blocks, my phone away, girlfriend killed, everything properly handled. I've started a content farm channel, and that made me learn so many new stuff on Unreal Planter. Okay, wait, what's content farm? Made 1K subs in 2 weeks. That's pretty good. Good job. Okay, let's see now. Made a video where I make a game in 1 hour and got 47. Ah, okay, gotcha. Well, as long as you are enjoying that. There we go. So let's try it here. So, okay, get... how many have you killed until now? If you don't mind me asking, enough. Don't worry about it. And I posted it on itch and got 175 downloads, and it's the worst game I ever made, and the single one. If it's the only one, it's automatically the worst one, I'm afraid. Content farm is where you make videos milking a popular game till it dies. Oh, okay, gotcha. Sounds boring, but yeah, I gotcha. It's true. YouTube is such a painful thing to do, because it's like if you want to do it successfully, it's doing YouTube successfully, as in getting the high, like basically optimizing for highest amount of views, is sadly enough not correlated with optimizing for making the best possible content. Like if you really want to, depends what's your category, or what's your consideration for good content. But if your value is to have the highest views, that's actually super easy to do. Like everyone can do that, almost everyone. It's really difficult to make content that's that you want to make, and that is interesting and still gets views. That's really difficult. But on the other hand, then you have something like They have something like Jai Shri Krishna. I have no clue what that means. Da, da, da. But exactly, as Lord Luzik says, it's the best and worst game we ever made. So from now it can get only worse and better at the same time, surprisingly enough, which is quite a conundrum. So good luck with that. Yeah. Okay, we want the debug info. Let's just make it a literal float. I don't think there is a need for a print integer because that's automatically kind of handled by everything else. And let's say we're gonna put here something very appropriate for adults. Nice. Oh, all the kids are at bed on the bed already. I just want money, as not everyone. Exactly. Who doesn't? Find me a person who doesn't want money. I suppose you could probably find some, but I'm afraid that's quite common. Okay, my test PG float. And it did not do what I thought it will. Let's see. And why the hell was it? Wait, what's happening? Why is it printing? Sorry, something is wrong. No, okay, never mind. Why is it displaying 660? It should be displaying just two fractional numbers. If I set this to 5, no change. If I set this to 0, oh, come on. Huh, well, that's weird. Let's see. They would still want stuff that is attained with money. Simple stuff is food. Yeah, true. I was rather thinking of like monks or whatnot, because I can probably see the scenario when someone really doesn't want money, but in that case they care about something else. Like, for example, a lot of your things can be provided for you if you like if you, for example, are trying to be a monk, then you don't really care about money because people will give you food because you are a monk. Depends where you are, right? Sometimes maybe that's not the case, but from what I understand, in many cultures that's fairly common. It's like considered a good sign to give something to monks. So then their goal in life is rather to achieve enlightenment rather than enlightenment through money. It's enlightenment through internal studies. I am pretty sure this should do what I want it to do. Why is it not doing it then? Minimum. Wait, that's minimum fraction. Oh, god damn it. I thought it's maximum fractional numbers. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Da, da, da. Let's see. Let's try our check. There's probably some function for that. Da, da, da. Let's see. Another test. Okay, so see when among you get food, great success. Kind of. Sounds good. Sounds good. I think he is bullshitting me right now. F-string set number function with the set number. Let's see. What is he telling me to use? Fractional numbers. I think he is completely bullshitting me right now, but let's give him a try. Okay. He doesn't know what this thing is. Never mind. I think he's completely messing up. Let's see if this function exists and we just don't know about it. Okay, let's just try to find it on the documentation. I think it's all about like what do you consider a success, right? No, I don't think that's... Nah. He completely betrayed me. You lie. You liar. Here I thought he's gonna be helpful. Okay, never mind. I am canceling my recommendation. Fuck him. I'm pretty sure there is a way how to do it. I just need to figure out the correct one. No, we already talked about sanitize. We don't want sanitize. Da, da, da. Never heard to see characters. Maybe we can probably... It's gonna be integer, not float. I mean, we can just cut the float first. There's probably gonna be some way to limit it and then input it here. But I would kind of like to see... Is there a function that does that for us? Would be nice, isn't it? Wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay. So let's... Yeah, sure. Sure, if you insist on it. I'm gonna first try to see about clearing that float though. Not clearing it, but just cutting it. Yeah, right. That's the thing. When they bullshit, they sound arrogant. Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true. I by no means would I say that the current LLMs are not what would I say? Very good bullshitters, but that's not quite what I mean. It's complicated because they... I mean, it makes sense from their perspective, right? They don't understand what's correct and incorrect information. They are just denoising effectively. But what do I think when you know what you are doing, when you're like somewhat advanced programmer, the using something like LLM to help you is really, really useful because you already have a really good but when you are already an expert, you know what's happening, then you are really good at detecting when he's bullshitting you and when he's actually giving you a good idea. But when you are a beginner, you have no clue. So for that's pretty useful. Yeah, basically I just want to limit the fractional numbers on the float when I input it. But I think I'm pretty sure there's just one function that I need to know and I'm missing it. So, have you helped a studio or a small team making a game? Yes. Yes. I mean, I was freelancing for like 5 years, so 4 or 5 years. I mean, I think I'm working on like one bigger project right now and one small client. But yeah. But I was freelancing by myself for like 4 or 5 years before I joined GameReady. So, yep. Function to limit max fractional numbers on float. Cute. You can... No. That's not a good idea. No. That's not what we are doing here. Okay, he's completely bullshitting. Never mind. Get out. Get out of here. You made so many games, it's insane. Nah, I just started early. Nothing stopping you from doing the same. And most of them are just very simple games or prototypes that took like a week or two to make. So let's say we have here... Stop bullshitting me, cute. I am gonna seriously consider getting rid of this suggestion. So we want basically the debug. And we can convert it... Wait, can we just do something like this? Unused result of functions? No, I don't I mean, sure, we can put that apostrophe, but I don't think this is actually do what we want it to do. I would need to define here a string that does that, but this doesn't let me get rid of the... and these are not even Unreal functions. These are native C++ functions. Not helping, not at all. Never had to scroll that much of someone's itch page. Well, I suppose that's a compliment. Even when I do not know stuff yet, can somewhat assume stuff. It's still somewhat easy to understand once you have some context. And it's not brag, I just think if you are an absolute beginner, you can be fairly confident in your BS sniffing abilities, I suppose. I don't know. I wonder to what degree is it just looking at it as uh, from a eyes of an expert or of someone who has been programming for a while, because I'm pretty confident I can pinpoint fairly quickly that someone is bullshitting me, especially if it's LLM. They are very easy to detect. But I'm wondering if I knew nothing about programming and I was just starting out, like I'm trying to make my first project, would I be able to tell that? I don't think I would. To find yourself to be an expert? You mean expert? I'm assuming you mean an expert. No, not even close. I would say how I consider myself right now when it comes to like, it depends in what. There's like some fields, some things that I am fairly confident in, and some things that I am not confident at all. Even within Unreal, like, there's some sort of things that I'm pretty confident, like in specific fields of Unreal, like I don't know, materials or specific even kinds of materials. I would consider myself quite confident, quite competent, and some others that I'm like, oh, yep, no goddamn clue what they are talking about. So to kind of give you a bit better answer, overall as a game developer, let's say, which is like all of that included, how my capacity to make games, I would say I don't suck anymore. I don't think I would consider myself good yet. Yeah, I would say I'm not bad yet. I don't suck. I'm not bad anymore. I don't suck anymore, but I would probably not consider myself good yet. Probably in like 3 or 4 years, if I keep at it, I think I'm gonna start being good. Aristotle over, I suppose, a bit. I suppose. Okay. Let's figure out this nonsense. I mean, it does the job, it just doesn't do the job I want. Okay, sanitize slot is gonna be our so commonly useless Unreal library. Actually useful. And it even took me onto completely wrong page. That's amazing. Okay, float, string. Yeah, okay. So this is the recommended way how to convert a float onto a string. But it's not what I want. Maybe we can find a... Okay, god damn it. How do I get rid of fractional numbers? Cut fractional numbers, okay. Unreal Engine... wait, I should be probably typing it here. Unreal Engine float limit fractional numbers. Yeah, that's pretty much what I want. Wait, trunctuate? I should know trunctuate. No. The trunctuate is gonna give me the whole number. I need the rounding. But I don't know how much I can round actually. Because round I think is just the top. It should be under CPP, IPI, FMAT. Okay, let's say FMAT could maybe help us here, so let's see. See guys, this is what these streams are gonna be about. Scrolling through documentation, so you get a proper look into how real programming looks like. What do you think other experts in the field makes them think they are experts? I think part of it is always a cultural reinforcement, right? So, because peers reinforcement. So basically, if you talk with enough people that tell you are an expert, you're gonna start feeling and consider like an expert. You're gonna start considering yourself an expert. So I think that's important point. I think that's most people probably. That's like my impression of how most people come to consider themselves an expert. I think a lot of people have it similarly as I think about it, is that they have like some level of competency, and then they, you know, how is that skill volley that you go through, and that they kind of think about what, like, okay, they look at what they can do, and they look at what other people can do, but that requires fairly high skill, a high level of skill to actually do that, I think, in comparison with the beginning, not with the whole scale. And I think people kind of look at that, so they compare themselves with the experts around them, and they compare themselves with everyone else pretty much, or that they know, and they kind of like guess where they are, which is difficult because you have to be good enough to know how good someone else is, which is actually a fairly high ceiling. So this is probably some mental gymnastics that we all do. And we like partly reinforcement from other people, and partly this process. We might guess. Yep, one-on-one programming. Exactly. Okay, we just want to work with float. Doesn't fmat works always with a float? That's fundamentally about float. Right. I think that f here means float. Pretty sure. Okay. Share if you do not endorse this kind of question. No worries at all. If there was a question that I wouldn't want to answer, I would just not answer about it. No worries at all, guys. Feel free to ask anything, and if I'm uncomfortable with that, I will I will not answer that. I enjoy different questions. I mean, these questions are always interesting because they force me to think about it. It's kind of like me being forced to communicate it to you forces me to actually figure out how I think about it, because I don't think I would be able to say I would be able to formulate it so much for myself if I wasn't forced to explain to someone else. So I really don't mind. It's quite beneficial for me as well. Sine and cosine, closest points, no. Round to positive, yeah. I mean, rounding would be great, but we don't want to get rid of the floating numbers completely. We just want to get rid of them somewhat, just to some amount. So it's probably gonna be some sort of a rounding. Glad to hear it. Well, I am happy to do that. Interpreted intersection. I am starting to think that we are not gonna actually be able to do that. Is this some secret computer science problem that I have uncovered that I thought is gonna be super simple, and I just discovered it's actually super difficult? Wait, I could probably use something like this, but it's gonna be just free. Can I do like max 2? Is that a thing? No, wait, it's not gonna work actually. Even if I want it, it's not gonna do the job. Never mind. No, I realized that actually the highest values don't mean only the values behind the float. Because if it's gonna be some stupid solution like loading all of that into array and then just counting it with the amount of loops in the array, I'm gonna be so upset. This sounds like it should be simple. As more as I try to fix it, I feel like I'm digging myself into a bigger hole. I feel exactly the same right now, honestly. I feel exactly the same. Okay, hello. Format it into human readable. Oh, look at that, look at that. This looks interesting. But it has just one input parameter. Let's see. So what are we inputting here? What we are inputting here, wait, what the hell are we inputting? God, I hate this documentation. They should really rework it. It returns string, but it inputs a integer, but we can't input integer. We need to input. Oh, I see. Gotcha. Also, by the way, I don't know why this is considered a human readable string. This is not human readable. Having a line in between does not make it more readable. Space makes it more readable. But that's the whole another range. Float round value round half from 0 original value oh Jesus, that sounds stupid, but I'm gonna trust you. Let's see. But so you multiply it by okay, let's see. Let's see. Maybe. Let's hope. Shut up. Okay. Basically, okay, let's say we're gonna do here a constant float temp debug and and this one is gonna be fmat round half from 0. Is this round from? I think I saw a round from 0, and that wasn't what I was looking for. But maybe I just misunderstood it. Wait, round half from 0. Okay, that would make sense. So it would start at 0. I think we don't need double for that. Clicking on mesh gives me no details panel. That sounds like a bug. You may want to restart your engine. So our original value is gonna be a debug, and we wanna. This is already suggesting me. So apparently it's a code that's somewhat common. Okay, it's doing 1000, but it's literally the same thing. Oh, the amount of numbers here is gonna be the how many numbers is it gonna do? Okay, let's try to see what this is doing. That looks very promising. Thank you kindly, Lord Jose. See, that's by the way, when we are at it, this is actually quite a fun way to wait. This is actually an advantage of stream because there is a lot of people who are a lot more experienced in many things than me, and I can it help it. What the fuck? Is nearly equal? Are you kidding me? Because there's like many people who are a lot more experienced in many things than me, and I get to learn it and I get to speed up my work. So again, it seems like the combining it and sometimes streaming, sometimes having my own sessions is seems to be quite what the doctor ordered. Okay. What's a floating point number to the nearest intermediate value? For the 0 comes. So is that why I'm multiplying it? To get me exactly what number I wanna use. I think the amount of multiplier here should give me the number that I actually want. Okay. Let's just print this temporary debug for now. Wait. Oh no, it's float. We will need this as well though, so we need this. All right. Well, let's see. That looks promising. I don't think I fully understand it, but if it works, I can just investigate it later. I mean, that's good. Restart doesn't help, and your mesh doesn't show you details. Oh, is that really displaying as a static mesh? Like, is the type of the object static mesh? So it should show us 2 below 0 right now, if my theory is correct at least. So it should show 69.69. Welcome to share, but I would dare say Fansi is not a Google for abstract one. Try searching web or chatting with ChatGPT. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, well, but it's good. A lot of this is just you can't quite debug it unless you know it. Nah, this doesn't seem to do the job. Fuck. I had hoped, but it doesn't seem to help. How would I go about it if I... Wait, we have here... Actually, I know about a feature that does that. Did I mess up something? Wait. Da, da, da. Yeah, no worries, on 2-6. Da, da, da. I need to find the chat though. Da, da, da. Float round value equal to f mat round half from 0. Original value times. Yep, no, I had it correctly. It just doesn't do the job. Let me display it exactly what it does. Let's try to see. Now I'm curious. Need to go here. We are not stopping. Well, that is surprising to say the least. People can ask questions. It's fine. If I was thank you for saying that. I understand the meaning, but if people want to ask questions, they are welcome to. If I don't want to answer, I just simply won't answer. I think we need to restart. You know what? Let's simplify it. I just wanna actually print this. Give it to me on the print screen. Just a result of this nonsense. Of this. Which should be just this. Yeah, this one is fine. It's just 0. This one can be just f color. Redo, and it's gonna be our. I see. This is a f string sanitize. Why not? Why? Why would you do this to me? Oh, there is not a line. Okay, that's why. It's more innovate and bring your hopes up in chat for very undefined moments. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, that's how was that quote? It was like don't ask to ask. It kind of reminds me of that. I think people just sometimes I noticed it. So especially people who come from tutorials or whatnot, which Michelle isn't actually because she's from the school IT jet. So I kind of understand the impressions there. But why the fuck are you not printing to me? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna print it to log. Because I completely lost my thought, my mind as well with this. But yeah, I mean, it's not just really the problem necessarily, but the issue here in chat, it's in general that I see in lot of times when people are asking questions on Discord or whatnot, they don't tend to understand how to solve problems. I'm not sure if I have developed that idea quite yet. There's not probably much to mention there, but it's usually really difficult to answer a problem because you don't see. No, this doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. It's because people usually don't understand they don't understand what's needed to actually fix the problem, if we will. Okay. If the capsule component isn't giving you details also, that seems like a engine failure. Just try to restart it. Or maybe something got messed up, which is quite unlikely, but hey. I can try to clarify on your part. So if you have a goal and list of problems, it's difficult to follow a solution to one of the problems. Wait, let me see. I need to reread it. Gosh, I'm getting tired. Try to clarify on your part. So if you have a goal and a list of problems, it is difficult to follow a solution to one of the problems. Oh yeah, I think I understand what you mean. It's basically that there is a shit ton of different problems that you can potentially have, and it's difficult to figure out what the hell is even being addressed, which is true. So, yep. I mean, it's almost a skill, right? Like figuring out how to solve problems is a skill in itself, and it takes time. So I now remembered actually here that we can convert float to text, and this thing does indeed include what we want from it. And why is this important? Because we're gonna steal that code. Maybe. Number format options. Okay, where is that? Where is this coming from? What is this? Number formatting option is a local variable. Okay, this did not help. What the fuck? What is it doing here? Never mind. Let's try to understand what the hell is it doing here. Alright. That needs to be defined somewhere. It's probably gonna be in the header. So we need our Kismet library header. Let's show context action and navigator declaration. Kismet, excuse me. May I have it? Apparently not. Huh. Why doesn't it let me go to that header? Is it not available? Related files. Okay, related files maybe. Kismet text library header. Yep. So it looks like this is just a okay, it's defined just in the CPP. Convert vector to, okay, argument, arguments. Okay, never mind. I thought this is gonna be helpful, and it ended up confusing me more. So this may not actually be what I was looking for. Wait, no, there's no way this is defined only in the CPP. I think it's lying to me. Okay, what specific thing are we trying to figure out while we are at that figuring out issues? We had a float to text. Convert the double to text. Rounding modes, always sign. Menu indeed. So we need to figure out how this variable is being used. Okay, I can see. I see here it's being just passed along. So this function basically just calls another function. That's nice, but not helpful. And there is 14 references to this. Well, this is gonna probably take some time. Okay, and here we can see it's just being part of some structure, it looks like. Or is this... Wait, I think... No, yeah, this is structure. Integer 64... I have no clue what those comments mean. Nice. Like young mind moments too, yeah. Yeah. I think we got defeated, guys. I don't think we can do that now. I'm gonna, of course, return to it, but I am... Sometimes when there is a problem that's difficult to solve, it's just... And it doesn't need to be solved, you can just take... You can just leave it here and fix it later. Because like it works, it just doesn't round the numbers the way I want it to round the numbers. Okay. Add a rounding float with max fractional numbers. That should do the job. Okay. It's the time. I think I'm gonna be ending it today. I think it's been about 2 hours. The stream failed once, so who knows. But I think that was about it. I can tell I'm getting very tired. Okay, guys. That was fun. We did get a bunch of stuff done, and we got stuck on a different problem than what I was stuck on before. That's a progress. I would consider that a progress. Okay. All right. Thank you kindly, everyone, for being here. I hope you had a good time. I certainly did. So I'm gonna be back, if everything goes well, on Thursday, I believe. One last question? Okay, go ahead. Problem. It's not the first time encountering this problem of disappearing details panel. I had a similar problem a while ago and I showed it on the QA, but no solutions. I think I just created. Okay, I have no clue. No clue. I don't think disappearing. Is this C++ project? If it's a C++ project, if it's a C++ project, you may just not have correct macros, or there was some recompiling issue. If it's pure blueprints project, then I have no clue. Install engine, honestly. That's about what I can think about. I don't think I really had an issue with disappearing. Not a C++ project. Okay, I have no clue then. I don't. I don't think it ever happened to me that the details panel of a object would just disappear. It sounds like an engine bug to me, but I don't see it in front of me, so who knows. What was the worst problem I had to solve? That's difficult to say because most of the problems that I solve is because I want to solve them. I guess the worst is like the worst doesn't mean the most difficult, right? Because solving difficult problems that you like and that you enjoy is really fun. So I think the question is rather like the problems that I had to solve and really didn't want to solve. That's probably how I can rather, and I dislike the most. Yeah, that's a lot more. That's probably something I can answer. I can shit about this all the time. But Jesus, building on Android from anything is an insane pain in the ass. So like building it, setting up properly, NDKs, SDKs, JDKs, all that bullshit, especially to make it work with Android, with Unreal, and then also make it work with the consoles for consoles who can properly sign the APK. I hate that shit. It's got a lot better, but I remember spending days on it. It's like the least productive time you could ever invest into anything. It's horrible. I hated that. I definitely remember really hating. Uh, Honestly, it's usually this kind of stuff, like dealing with SDKs that you just have to do because it's a requirement. So, like for example, releasing the game on releasing anything on Android, building for Android, you have to do that. It's not really about reading documentation. That's the problem. No, I really like the reading documentation, surprisingly, which is weird. But it's with JDKs, SDK, and all that nonsense that you have to set up. You could read the documentation, do everything exactly as it was supposed to be, and it just didn't work. That used to be a huge problem with Android, with UE 4.24, 25, somewhere then. You would set it up exactly as documentation tell you, and it just didn't work. It was everything was supposed to work and it just didn't, and there was nothing you could do about it. You would have to install different versions of SDK, and they had like 50 million of them, so you would have to like pick specific one that's gonna work for you, and it was a different one the documentation is telling you to use. It's usually some nonsense like that, and then always doing nonsense like compiling properly with some standards. So we are submitting a game to Oculus Quest Store or Quest Store, and you have to comply with this. It has you have to comply with this rule set, and then for other store that you apply that you submit the game, it has to comply with different rules. I hate doing this. This is so boring. I just had that 2 days ago with WinUI. Okay, gotcha. I can enjoy reading documentation. To be fair, I really love reading. I'm a lifelong reader. You would say I read very often. Honestly, I'm gonna be done here and go just read, go just read with the doggos. So yeah, I gotcha. I was just I understand that you did not really mean reading in general. Yeah, but what I mean by that is that reading is actually probably my favorite way to consume information. So for me, reading documentation is not that problematic if the documentation is written well. But I think the code, I think the ChatGPT like and other LLMs are actually really useful. Find it really useful to help navigate documentation. Rather than like having to search through it, they can help you. Even if they suck, they can actually point you at a good direction. Which kind of happened here, right? They pointed me at this sanitized float, which doesn't solve exactly what I want, but it gets me close enough. So that's about it. I do like reading in just general, but not in English. Okay. I used to. What languages I used to read a lot in? Now I read almost exclusively in English. Now I very rarely do I read something that's not yeah, in the world of pain. If you don't, maybe nah. Yeah, programming is just reading basically. Even blueprints you just read half the time. Da-da-da. I used to read Czech. I used to read in Czech. I used to read in Slovakian. I used to read in Polish a bit. But I read almost exclusively in English. So, but it was a hurdle I had to get through. But I like it now, and also I think it's really useful because it's all about access to information, right? English is really important because the whole world speaks in English. Even the countries that don't use English too much just speaks English, and all the paper. I just let the text read itself. Okay, text to speech tends to be really useful. I tend to like text to speech as well. I have more questions, but hold on. Okay, I do appreciate it. I can tell I'm very tired. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be back on Thursday, hopefully, and we can have a bunch more questions and bunch more code to do, hopefully. Okay. Thank you kindly for being here, guys, and have a good one. Have a good evening, day, or whatever you are at. Bye bye.